Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we're here in Tbilisi, Georgia for the first time.
We finally made it to another new country. We've been excited to come to Georgia for years. We know there's very good food and very good wine here. Today we're in Tbilisi, which is the capital of the country. There's around 1.2 million people living here. And today's a little bit cold, but we're gonna make the best out of it. So let's eat and drink and explore.
We decided to start our day off like a Georgian and went to a local Georgian bakery for some of this. And this is called Tonis Puri. I guess Puri itself means bread in Georgian, and then Tonis is the type of bread. It's this massive, I guess almost boat-shaped piece of bread. It's so nice and fluffy. Basically every day walking down the streets, we would see people buying these. Like they'd have like 2 or 3 on them, and sometimes they would take it home or they just tear into it right there. And these look delicious. They also sell another type, I think it's called shoti, and it's kind of like this long skinny one in the shape of a canoe. But this is so fresh, so crunchy and crispy, but also soft at the same time. I cannot wait to try this. They cook it in kind of these giant clay pot looking ovens. I think they're called a torn or torne, and it's much like a tandoor oven that you would find in India. They kind of just take the dough and they slap it onto the side, and those things are hot. So I can't even imagine what it's like to sit there all day and make these breads, but let's just dig in. Look at that. Oh, it is so fluffy. I can't wait for this. Just as it looks, super crunchy on the outside, nice and pillowy on the inside, really chewy. It's got a nice chew to it. And if you are a local here, let me know, how do you eat this puri? Do you put anything on it, or you just eat it straight up like this? Let us know.
It's nice and warm. And I find it really interesting how they don't give it to you in bags. Like you just get this piece of paper and the bread as it is. I saw some people just putting them in their own bags and stuff. Like, it's funny. It kind of looks a bit like pizza dough. It's so chewy, but in a good way. I was kind of not convinced when I saw people just eating this on its own, but this is delicious on its own.
Especially fresh like that.
Yeah, it is a little bit similar to like pizza crust. I could imagine like dipping this in olive oil and things like that. I'm sure they don't do that here, but they probably dip it in cheese, I feel like, because Georgians love cheese.
We're now at the Holy Trinity Cathedral here in Tbilisi, and it was built sometime between 1995 and I think 2004, which makes it pretty new actually. I think the local name of this church is Samiba, something like that. I'm sure I'm not saying the name correctly, but you can let me know in the comments. It's located on Elia Hill, and it has this absolutely beautiful view of the city. I think something like 80% of the population of Georgia is actually Orthodox Christians. We're actually staying very close to this cathedral. We can actually see it from our apartment. So every day I can see a bunch of people walking up to the church to go pray, which is pretty cool. I think this is like the 3rd tallest Eastern Orthodox cathedral in Europe, or maybe it was the world. I don't know. It's very, very beautiful, and this whole area in general is just super nice.
Apparently it is one of the largest religious buildings in the world when it comes to area, and it is huge. And it's super beautiful here. You can go inside for free, but I don't think you can take photos or film, so I guess you're just gonna have to come here yourself. But we're gonna check it out. The church was absolutely humongous, super tall, and you could hear the echoes, and there was like this nice incense smell, which I really like. But now we're gonna go to the old town, and we're gonna maybe eat something?
Always. We always eat something.
I think the neighborhood that we're staying in is called Avlabari or something like that. It's this really old neighborhood across the river, and there's all these market stalls and cafes and restaurants, and it's really cute. There's all these old little ladies selling things. I like it. We now made it to the Meidan Bazar. I hope that's how it's pronounced. And it's this old school underground tunnel. It's a bazaar that looks super, super old. Apparently it's been around since the 4th century. And they sell wine here and foods. And I read online, it was described kind of like this Harry Potter witch kind of vibe.
I can see it.
And it totally has that. I love it.
Super cool down here. I can't wait to explore.
Of course, Georgia is known for wine, and I'm really in the mood for a glass, but it's not time yet. But we did find wine ice cream because there's multiple places in the city selling that. It's a little bit cold for ice cream, but we still had to try it. We went to the shop called Luca Polare, and this one said it's Khinkali.
Something like that.
Wine ice cream. She asked us if it's okay that it has alcohol, and of course it is. Let's see what this tastes like. The consistency is a bit weird. It's almost a little bit like Turkish ice cream, a little bit stringy, not quite. It tastes like red wine. It smells like wine too. I feel like now that I've had it, it tastes exactly how you would imagine red wine ice cream.
Well, that makes sense because that's what it is.
It's kind of sweet. It's like a sweet red wine, or like an ice wine, delicious.
At this point, it'll be months before this video actually comes out, but it is currently the end of November, almost December, so you can even pretty much see our breath. It is cold. It's like, I don't know, 6, 7 degrees, but perfect day for some freezing cold ice cream, I guess. It really does taste like wine. It's really sweet though. When you were trying it, I was like, oh, maybe it's just gonna be totally wine forward, but it is very winey, but it's very sweet as well. This obviously would be perfect in the summer. Obviously that's when you're supposed to be having something like this, but I'm really glad that we tried this because it's really good. Even better than I thought it was gonna be. And I love red wine. Anya, not so much, but me, this is for me.
I also think it's better though than I thought. It's delicious. And this cost, I think, $4.90, which is about $2 or just under $2. It might be a little bit expensive. I think other shops might be cheaper. I think this is quite like a nice, posh ice cream shop, but it's delicious. It's worth it. We're now on the Peace Bridge, which connects both of the sides of Tbilisi together because the Kura River flows through it, which I really love. I love cities that have a river going through them. And this bridge was built in 2010, I think, and it's made out of steel and glass. And it's, I don't know, I guess an Instagram spot. There's a lot of people taking pictures.
We are now at the clock tower, which I think was designed by Gabriadze. I'm sure I messed up that name. He's a Georgian playwright, puppeteer, and artist. He's very famous here. And attached to the tower is actually the Marionette Theater, which is also named after him. You can actually go to these marionette shows here. I think they're every single day except for Mondays. And the price is between 50 and 70 lari, but I do think that you have to book in advance. We would have really loved to go to one of these shows because from what I've seen, they look super cool, but if you do want to do that, just make sure you book it in advance. We've now come to a place called Cafe Daphna for our first Georgian meal of the day, and I'm going to start with a local craft beer. It's called Tati. Cheers. It's actually quite hoppy, so I love this. Not sure if Andy's gonna like it as much, but so delicious. Nice and cool, refreshing, so good.
Oh yeah, super hoppy, but good craft beer. What I'm excited about is this. This apparently is called chacha, I think. It's Georgian brandy, and it's between 40 and 85% of alcohol. So what, like a Georgian moonshine kind of? And it's made out of the residue of grapes from winemaking. I think it can be made out of other fruit as well, like tangerines and things like that. And I'm not sure, I read that you can kind of, or you're supposed to sip on it, but I also read that usually they have a chaser with it, so I'm not sure. I'm just gonna sip on it. So, gau marjo or something like that, I think is cheers in Georgian, but I'm not sure. Cheers.
This is a drink for real men, like Anya, that's what they say.
Oh, yeah, that's what I read. It said, it suggested this is for real men. I guess I am one now.
When I have a shot like this, my first instinct is to down it, but apparently you're supposed to sip on it, so I'll do that.
Sipping is more safe for sure.
Yeah, that's really good. It kind of reminds me of raki or rakia that you have in pretty much anywhere in the Balkan countries, or palenka in Hungary.
Much stronger though, I feel like.
I mean, for me, it's fine. It's delicious. I just love hard alcohol. I love that burn, so perfect. We now have ourselves a plate of Georgian pickles, and if you know anything about us, we absolutely love pickles. Pickled anything, really. And what we have here is a set of pickled peppers. We have some pickled cabbage, which is basically like sauerkraut. We also have what looks like maybe pickled cucumbers, and also a whole clove of pickled garlic. But the star of this show, and the reason why we ordered this plate, is this here. And this is pickled jonjoli, which is a plant native to Georgia. I think the English translation is bladdernut. I have never heard of this in my life, but you can find it all over the Caucasus region. And I think it's actually endangered, so they have to make it in farms instead, I guess. Now, I have to assume that you're meant to technically pair these pickles with other things, but we're just gonna try it straight up. I mean, just like you would expect, vinegary taste, really nice crunch to it. It doesn't really taste like anything I've had before, but it is delicious. I like the addition of the red onions as well. But let's try some of this. That actually tastes almost like beetroot and cabbage. I don't know, but it's delicious. It's all gonna be so good.
I'm gonna start with some cucumber, I think. That's delicious. Definitely cucumber. It doesn't taste as pickled as made like a pickle from a jar.
Yeah.
It's very crunchy still.
I think they're all kind of that lightly pickled.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna have like a thing of garlic. So sour. It doesn't really taste like the garlic you get in a pickle jar either. It's delicious.
Is it strong with garlic or no?
Not really. It almost tastes like minty or herby or something.
It's possible.
It's weird.
They probably pickle it with some different herbs and stuff, so.
See what is it, beetle nut? No, bladdernut. It almost has a little bit of like a pesto flavor to it. I don't know, it's weird, but I really like it. Like basil or something, I don't know. I'm sure that's not what it is. My taste buds don't actually work very well. All I know it's really good. So now we're gonna have the main star of this meal, which is Khinkali. And these are Georgian dumplings. You can get different varieties of them. We got 3 different varieties here. I think the regular variety that a lot of people eat is pork and beef mixed. We also have cheese and potato and a mushroom one. I'm really excited because everyone always says these are delicious. I'm gonna start with the potato and cheese ones, and they come with this butter. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, like dunk it in? Maybe this was wrong. That is delicious. It's like the perfect mix of potato and cheese, and the outside is not too soft. This is heaven. This is like perfectly boiled, and this is, I think, garlic butter.
Oh, is it?
I think so, yeah. It tastes really, really yummy.
We actually came to Cafe Daphna because they're supposed to have some of the best Khinkali in the city, according to some sources. I'm sure everybody has their own favorite place, but we decided to come here. Now, as Ani said, the most traditional version is probably beef mixed with pork. You can get it with herbs or without herbs. I'm not really sure what kind of herbs that they are mixed with. Some sort of mountain herb, maybe. And The proper way to eat one of these is that you're supposed to bite the side and drink out the soup. And that's kind of like a xiaolongbao in China. We've actually had these once before outside of Georgia, but never inside of Georgia, only the frozen type. So I'm very excited for this. So, take a bite. Oh my God, that is so flavorful. They're actually not too hot. I was always wondering when you order these, how do you not burn your mouth off? But they're actually the perfect temperature. Now, let's get a proper bite. That is so juicy. Definitely a hell of a lot better than the ones you get from the grocery aisles. These are to die for.
That broth is so good. Whenever we cook them at home from the frozen aisle, the broth always would kind of go into the water. So we would never have that broth experience. There's so much meat in there. That's delicious. It's kind of spicy too.
I don't know about that.
It's so good.
I'm gonna try the cheese and potato. It totally reminds me of a pierogi bruski in Poland. That is really good. And as you said, the perfect amount of potato and cheese. Look at that. This is so good.
I'm gonna try the mushroom one. These ones are a little bit more like of a longer shape. I don't know if you have to suck out the juice as well. I don't think there's juice. But there's so many mushrooms and they taste so strong. You know what? I think that would be really good with the garlic butter. I don't know if this is what you do, but
it is now.
It is now. Yeah, there's so many mushrooms. And they taste so flavorful, like the most flavorful brown mushrooms with garlic. I think there's already like lots of garlic inside. That's delicious. Yeah, I'm glad we got this one. And what's really cool here is that you can completely mix and match which Khinkali you want. So you can get like one mushroom, one beef, one cheese and stuff. So that's perfect for us.
We absolutely love mushrooms, so that mushroom one is amazing. All of these are so good. It's hard to choose which one's the best. And something interesting about Khinkali is that you're supposed to leave the nubs because it's basically just really thickly folded dough, so it's not really cooked all the way. I think some people actually do eat it, but I think you're supposed to leave them on your plate so that you know how many you've eaten in the end. So not only can you get your Khinkali boiled, you can also get them fried. So we went to a place called Zodiaco. I'm not really sure if that's how you pronounce it, because it's one of the only places in the city where I know for certain that you can get them fried. But I actually read online from a local Georgian that Georgians will go to a restaurant, they will order a bunch of Khinkali, and they will get the normal boiled type, but then when they get a little bit cold, they will send them back to the kitchen and they will fry them for you. Now, I would never try to do that as a foreigner, but locals, please let me know. Do you do that? I'm very excited to try these. They look so crispy and so delicious. I think these are also just pork and beef, and we had to order a whole box of 10. So it basically comes in this massive cake tray. So this is gonna last us a while, but let's try this out. I guess I'm gonna try to drink the soup for this too. It's so juicy too. This is almost more juicy than the boiled version because now all that juice is trapped in there because it's deep fried. This is really good. It's really hot too, much hotter than the other one. There's so much meat in there too. Both versions are absolutely delicious, but this is just something special. I've never had this before, so really good. And I bet you can eat the top for this too.
Maybe you're committing a crime.
Oh, that's good.
These almost remind me of something sweet, like the smell of this pastry just smells like sweet baked goods.
I would like to know, do sweet Khinkali exist? I've never seen them before, but...
We've had sweet Khinkali in Budapest.
Oh yeah, we did.
They were chocolate ones. I haven't seen anything like that here.
Yeah, it might just be because it was somewhere else. But...
So juicy, yeah. So much more juicy than the other ones. Yeah, these are delicious. I don't know which ones I like better. These might be better, to be honest.
I know, it's hard to say. I think these ones, though, would be really good with like a dipping sauce, like garlic sauce.
Yeah. Dipping sauce would be delicious. We had so much fun exploring, but we lost track of time. We actually have so much more planned, and now it's dark because it's almost December. So I think we're just gonna have to continue tomorrow.
See you all then. And it is now day 2 here in Tbilisi. We actually ended our night last night at a bar called Secret Place. Anya found it online when she was looking for rock bars, but I had never even heard of it. When I looked up rock bars, punk bars, it did not show up for me originally, but it was really cool. If we go to any city, we always try to find a punk bar, and this place was awesome. It had like 3 levels. You had one area with a bar and all kinds of cool punk artwork and posters, and then there was a more downstairs area that was super chill. There was even some dogs chilling inside there, so pretty cool spot.
It was quite affordable too.
Yeah,
I
really
think
cheap.
a glass of wine was like less than $2, so that works for us. But now we're gonna eat and drink some more, so let's go.
Let's go.
One of the most unique and most popular snacks in Georgia is probably this, which is Churchkhela. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's basically nuts, I think mostly walnuts, but I also read you can get almonds and just dried fruit in general, like dipped in fruit juice. And a lot of people are selling these at like market stands, and they're just all hanging there in different colors. And I've been meaning to eat this. We've actually been in Georgia for a few days, and Brandon has forbidden me to try it until now. I really love nuts, and I have high hopes for this because I usually like things like this. We went to a store called Badagi, and they make these and specialize in these and maybe make the best ones in Tbilisi or Georgia. I don't know. That's why we wanted to go there. Yeah, this one is the most popular one, she said, with walnuts and I guess light grape juice. I don't know. How do I eat this?
It's also the cheapest one.
It's so much more chewy than I thought. Wow, it's really good. This is delicious because, you know, sometimes you really want to like something and then you don't. This is so juicy, so sweet from like grape juice or fruit juice. It's kind of a little bit like gummy bear texture, but harder, so better. Because I thought that maybe that's how it would be, kind of like too jelly-like, but it's not. And then you have like delicious nuts in there, and walnuts here are amazing. I bought a whole bag from the store, and those are some of the best walnuts I've had. This is good. I need more. I need to buy more of these.
Good thing we bought 3. We saw so many different varieties in the shop that we couldn't just get one. So we got a pomegranate one as well. And a little bit more of the history of these things is, I guess that Georgian soldiers and warriors used to eat these because they're so densely packed with calories. They have all this nuts and then of course the grape juice. And I think they use flour to bind it and mix it together so that it does stick like this. And I think they lay the nuts there and then they dip it like 2 or 3 times and then they hang them up almost like candles. They even look like they have like a wick at the end. So it totally looks like a candle. Although this one looks more like a giant turd, to be honest. But if it's good enough for a Georgian warrior, it's good enough for me. Oh, hot. So I actually tried the one that Anya tried before this, off camera. And between the two, I like the other one more. This one's a little bit sour, a little bit bitter, and it's harder to get through as well. I think the other one had like the perfect little bite, little chew, and you can really taste the nuts in that one. I feel like you taste the juice a little bit more in this one because obviously pomegranate is a little bit more strong, but they're both absolutely delicious.
Give me this. I don't know which one I like more. This one tastes way more pomegranate-y, like kind of sweet and sour. This reminds me more of like one of these like date raw bars, and I love that kind of stuff. This one I think was the cheapest one, and that one,
really?
She said has more juice, I guess. You can see that the nuts are not like coming out.
Smooth.
I feel like this is gonna be hard to get through. I can't even reach the nuts. This one almost tastes like berries. This tastes more like hard gummy bear, but I still like it.
This one looks like it's been dipped like 5 or 6 times versus 2 or 3 because the outer part of this, the gummy wine part, is so thick. It looks like there's a lot less nuts in this one versus the other ones. If I had to choose between all these, I would definitely choose that lighter one. That one had like a light chew. You could really taste the nuts. Then maybe this one and then maybe this one, but every single one of these is delicious. The next thing we're gonna try is Georgian fruit leather. I think it's pronounced Tkalpi. You'll have to let us know in the comments because Google Translate does not have an audio thing for Georgian words, so we have no idea how to say most of these things. There's a bunch of different flavors for this as well. I've seen kiwi, all sorts of berry or cherry flavors, and this one is a cherry plum version, which I think is very traditional. I think I know what this is gonna taste like, so I'm excited for it. Whoa. I know they said it was gonna be sour, but wow, that is really sour. It's like a sour candy that is surprisingly sour, and that is really good. We have something back in Canada, North America, called fruit roll-up. It's basically this dried candy, just like this. It's a fruit leather, except it has much more sugar, and it's probably even more sweet. This seems a lot more natural, but this is really good. It's so sticky though.
This was so hard to rip. I didn't think it would actually kind of feel like leather. I thought it would be more just like gooey. And they had apple, maybe pomegranate, and some other flavor. I don't know, but I wanted the sour one. I don't think it's that sour.
What? There's something wrong with your taste buds, I'm telling you.
I guess.
It's definitely stuck in my teeth.
Yeah, when you have it stuck in your teeth and then you go and touch it with your tongue, it's like all that sourness that like hits you again.
It is now time for day 2, meal 2, and I have been dreaming about this place ever since I heard of it. And this was highly recommended by locals, and also a local YouTuber from Tbilisi. She highly recommended this place as well, so I knew that I had to come here. The prices here are absolutely insane. They are so low. Most dishes are like $2 to $4. This beer, like $2. Everything is so cheap. So let's pour myself some of this Georgian beer. I have no idea what it's called because, as you can see, the name is all in Georgian. So cheers. I forget what it is in Georgian. So delicious, cold, refreshing. Let's get this dinner started.
And I have chacha again. Apart from the Churchkhela, I haven't eaten anything today, so Gamarjos or something like that, I think. So Gamarjos? Oh, I think she was asking us if we wanted the whole bottle or something.
Pretty sure we'd be dead after this. We wouldn't even get through the meal.
I'll be dead after this one, because it's huge, look at it.
We are now going to start with a starter, a cold starter at that. This is eggplant, which is wrapped up with cheese. It has pomegranate, it has fresh parsley on top, or maybe cilantro and onions. It looks delicious. I can't remember the name in Georgian because here on this menu, a lot of it is just written in Georgian. And of course, I can't read that. It looks amazing though. And I know you can get a variety of different types of these, but we love eggplant. Let's try this out. That is so good. Eating this, I remember that this has a bunch of chopped walnuts inside, mixed with that cheese. The eggplant is actually cold, but it's easy to bite through. It's not slimy at all. It's just perfect. It's like absolute perfect way to start a meal. And of course, take a little sip of my chacha.
That filling is so good. Yum. I don't even know what it tastes like. And although there's a lot of mush in it, it's not too mushy. It's like so good. I feel like the inside too would be a perfect dip for bread and stuff like that. That's a good start. The next dish we have here is called, I think, alargi, which is cornmeal mixed with salguni cheese. It looks crazy. It's like this big blob. Like the whole plate is full. And we have another dish, and I don't know if you mix this with stuff. I guess this is kind of like the side, right? But I'm gonna try it on its own. It looks so gooey. Look.
Let's see this bowl.
Jesus. I feel like it looks so cheesy actually when you look at it. I really like polenta, and I guess this is similar to it, right? But maybe better because it's so cheesy. Let's see.
Can you taste that cheese?
Yeah. That makes it amazing. This is really good. You can eat this on its own. That's yum.
This is so thick. It's like putty. Look at it. So stringy.
Tastes better than putty.
I hope so. It looks better than putty. That Solguni cheese is very popular here. It's a cow's milk cheese, and it is really, really salty. It's almost got the texture of like halloumi when you fry it, or feta when you put it in a salad. I'm sure it's gonna be good in this cornmeal dish too. It literally tastes like you're just chewing on a big glob of melted cheese. But you definitely taste that cornmeal as well. Surprisingly, even though this cheese is really salty, this dish is not that salty, honestly. It's perfect. But I think this is the perfect vessel for like sauce, so I cannot wait to put some of this other dish on this one. This is good. We are now going to try a hachapuri, but specifically this is an ajaruli hachapuri, which I guess puri means bread and hacha means cheese. Honestly, this thing looks amazing. There are all sorts of different types of puri, but I think this is one of the most famous ones, and this is one of the ones we were by far the most excited for. Apparently this comes from a city called Ajara, which is located on the Black Sea, and the shape of this is meant to look like a boat, and I think the egg yolk is meant to represent the sun, because this is kind of a fishing kind of town. So that's what I read online, not sure if that's true. And as far as I know, you're supposed to mix this up with a fork and knife and then rip it off and eat it. So let's dig in. Let's mix it up. Oh, look at that egg yolk and this big slab of butter.
It almost looks like scrambled egg.
Yeah, it really does. So we've given that a good mix. And I've heard that it's a sin to actually eat this with a fork and knife. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Maybe some people do. But we're going hands here. Oh my God. It's so fresh. This is gonna be delicious. Oh my God. That is heaven on a plate. Honestly, I feel like you're not far off with saying like scrambled eggs, because that yolk is like barely cooked. So when you mix this around, it does give it a scrambled egg kind of texture. It is obviously super buttery as well. I wouldn't say the cheese is also overpowering. I was always worried about this salty cheese being used and have it being too strong, but it's not at all. And of course this bread, so fresh, so fluffy, absolutely perfect.
I got the perfect bite. It's so buttery. That is so good. The bread is so fluffy. But yeah, like you said, it doesn't necessarily taste so cheesy or as cheesy as I thought it would. It's so good though. Another thing we got is these cheese dumplings. I don't know if they're considered Khinkali as well, but since yesterday I really loved the cheese and potato Khinkalis. I couldn't say no to these. And here you had to get at least 3, but that's fine. We can eat 3.
We'll definitely eat it.
That's delicious. That's kind of just that cheese. And since it's a little bit cooked, it does kind of almost squeak. That's yummy. You can't get a bad dumpling here in Georgia.
Next, we're trying something called chicken harcho. There's also beef harcho, and I think that is the most typical one, but we decided to go for some chicken. This looks really delicious. First, I'm gonna try it on its own, and then I'm gonna try it with a little bit of this alergy. So I think these chicken pieces might have bones, so I'm just gonna try to take a bite. That is so good. I don't even know how to describe that sauce. It's definitely a little bit nutty. It's almost like a gravy. The chicken is pretty moist as well, but I do think that it's gonna go well with this alergy, so let's try it. That is the perfect combination. I don't know if I'm committing a sin here in Georgia by doing that, so you'll have to let me know in the comments, but it works. It works really well.
That sauce is delicious. I feel like it's a bit spicy, but I think everything's spicy.
It's the German blood.
It's a little bit gritty, but really, really yummy.
This is probably too big a bite, but oh well.
This place is so good and it's so affordable. And what's really cool as well is they have these little booths. There's even a door that you could kind of close. And especially if you're filming, that's amazing. But even if you just want a romantic dinner. We now came to this cool place called Fabrika. If you know us, you know that if we visit a city, we always try and find the most alternative spots. When I Googled Tbilisi, this is the place I found. Everywhere we're saying, go to Fabrika. And apparently this used to be a Soviet sewing factory. And now it's this urban cultural center. It's also a hostel, and there's all these shops and cafes. There's like a record shop. Apparently alternative rebellious minds come here to gather.
Or hipster expats.
I know, I read online as well that a lot of locals think this is kind of like a touristy spot. Somebody was comparing it to Simpler Cat in Budapest. I guess I can see it, but I love places like that. I'm sorry, I'm a tourist.
Yeah, well, it's aimed at you, so.
So, I don't know, it reminds me of home a little bit. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. And I love all the graffiti. There's quite a lot of it in Tbilisi. It's nice.
We now got ourselves some cheap Georgian wine in a little plastic cup. Actually, right now is kind of a crazy time to be here in Tbilisi because there are a lot of, I guess, riots and protests going on because of the election and the pro-Russia government. So even here at Fabrika, a lot of these places are apparently closing early because they're planning on going to the protests. So we didn't have a whole lot of options for places to go. And that's also why we couldn't go to the parliament. We actually drove by it in a cab and there was like burn marks everywhere, graffiti all over the place. People went nuts, so that's why we didn't film there. And we also didn't really get to film a lot of Georgian wine in this video, but just wait, because we do have another video coming from Georgia where we're gonna try a bunch of different high quality, nice Georgian wine. But for now, cheers. A lot better than that cheap wine I had last night, that's for sure.
It was also better than the wine I had yesterday. Pretty good.
We are now going to meet up with some fellow YouTuber friends, enjoy the rest of our time here in Tbilisi, but for us, that is it. So if you did like this video, please give it a like, write us a comment, and by far the most important thing is to hit that subscribe button. But that is it for now. See you all in the next one. Bye.